Hello, friends. Today we are talking about the fact that everything sells everything. You are your best asset. You are your product. If you're an entrepreneur, you are the one that is the forefront. Unless you're hiding behind the scenes and using some sort of stock photo, it's about you. It's about what you bring to the world. So everything sells everything. And so for me and the clients I work with, I want to teach that what I post on my main page wants to also be very in alignment with what is on my business page. And same with LinkedIn, same with TikTok, same with all the locations I could mention because they just continue to multiply. And you don't have to be on all the locations. Just pick where you're going to live and go and like set up a camp there. Set up a camp where you feel comfortable, set up a camp and be visible, be consistent, be credible, and really just bring all of you to the table. As they say in the 12-step rooms, come all the way in and sit all the way down. Come all the way in the door and sit all the way down. And so wherever your places are, I am really strong on Facebook, really strong on YouTube. I have resurrected my LinkedIn page because I had ignored it for yes a decade, and I am doing a little bit of a dabble over in TikTok and Instagram, and I think that's all of them. Pinterest. I have someone that helps me with my Pinterest page. So I believe in all that, yes. But everything sells everything. Let's get down to the nitty gritty here. So when I write a book, that book is a giant business card for me, and which is why I continue to write books. I have a lot to say and a lot to teach, but I also believe that that book can speak for me. So behind me on my shelf, I have 11 of my books. I have my magazines that I've created. Those are also promoting me, promoting my clients, sharing testimonials, sharing stories, sharing case studies, sharing befores and afters, sharing trainings, and all of those things can then become, guess what? I can pull my book off the shelf, and I have done it many times during this series. I've pulled my book off the shelf and I've done a teaching from my book. Yeah, I've turned those pages into podcasts. I've turned them into blogs. I've turned them into posts. Everything sells everything. Everything sells everything. So as you're out on the marketplace, bringing your wares to the table, remember that someone might start, with the $5 thing, the $27 thing, the $97 thing, and then spend a long time and that's fine for them. That's fine for them. Other people grab, like I have one client and she won a free ticket. This is years ago now, but we tell this story often, so I'll feel free to tell it. Karen Linwell Borg ended up on one of my webinars years and years ago. She was a counselor here in the Texas area. Somehow she stumbled upon me. I was doing my webinar once a month for free that I did for 3.5 years. That was called the Inspired Business Cafe. And I was promoting my association, the National Association of Christian Women Entrepreneurs, which I created in 2010, sold in 2017, actually to Karen. We had no clue that any of this was going to happen. Of course, she stumbles into one of my webinars and listens and loves it and happens to win like a giveaway that I had. And it was for my 90 days to marketing success. It was an email series. Oh my gosh, I still have it. But I have not resurrected it again. It was an email every single day. Some of those have videos in it. Some of them had just worksheets. And so she got this for free. She was so excited and was so delighted by what she was learning that she reached out to me and she was like, "How do I set up a phone call with you? Where are you? How do I set up a phone call with you?" And I said, "Hey, we can do that." And so we did. And she ended up going all the way. Like she grabbed a 90-day coaching package at the time, and we got started. And then she ended up being a key component to my very first mastermind in 2015, and stayed for years in my masterminds. We went on all these trips, we went on all these adventures, we did all sorts of things. We wrote books together. She's been in a lot of my compilation books. I've been in her books. We have lived life together. Now, fast forward, I mentioned that I think I'm going to sell NACWE, the National Association of Christian Women Entrepreneurs. And she is at this event that we're having, and she basically just didn't want to hear that. She didn't want to hear that. In fact, we've told this before, but she just said, I don't want to talk about that. I'm going to leave the room. And so eventually she came back around, and she ended up later, a few months from then, being the exact one. And I think she was feeling such a confusion, such a stirring, such a God experience was happening. She ended up being the one that I sold the company to. And that was in 2017. And she led the company for 5 years as the president and second president. And then basically recently, within the last year, she sold it to our third president, Heather. And so I know all of these women. Heather's been in my mastermind. She still is, actually. And so it's just a really cool example of everything sells everything. I had no idea at that time creating this 90-day thing. I didn't know Karen uh, at all. And look at this journey that we have been on together. And so it's about just that building, building, building. You have people are watching you, people are following you, people are in your world, that when it's time, you're ready. They're ready, you're ready. I'll tell another quick story. I have one of my Bravest You clients, my private coaching package, and she and I met at a speaking event in Colorado, probably 2010. I don't know. It was a long time ago. And we were friends. We did some things together. We both were speakers at this event. And last year, she reached out to me, private Facebook message, and she said, Diane, I want to talk to you about your coaching. Now, this woman and I had not interacted in a long, many years. And she remembered me. She remembered me. She saw many of my posts. She was not on my email list. None of those things. None of those things, friends. But everything sells everything. And she signed up to work with me, not just for 6 months. She said, I want more than 6 months. I want 9 months. And so we created a 9-month program. She's consequently doing great things, has catapulted her book that was just an idea, and now is basically in the editing process. It is going to be live within the next few months. I'm going to get to go fly and be with her for her book launch party, which she didn't even have. Well, she had it a little bit on her radar last year when we first spoke, but she just felt like, that's way far out in the farther zone. But I love action. And so we took action. Actually, we discussed the action. She did it. She did it. And a lot of times you just need someone by your side, believing in you, walking the path, and holding the flashlight. Everything sells everything. So where do you want to jump in? Where do you want to jump in? Do you want to grab one of my books? Do you want to create your own magazine? Do you want to create your high ticket program? Do you want to get into my mastermind, the Braver Together mastermind? Where do you fit? And where are you selling everything that connects to everything? It's all in the ecosystem. All right, I will see you soon. Diane Cunningham Ellis, your Brave Creations and Brave Living coach. Can't wait to help you step it up. See you soon. Bye-bye.